See one more problem. Determine whether the given statements is true or false. We have to identify. See the first problem. X belongs to singleton X. We know the definition of singleton X. Singleton X means it is a set which contains only X as its element. So by the definition of singleton set, we can say that the given statement is true. Next, see the next one. Singleton X is subset to itself. We know that every set is subset to itself. So according to that result, we can say that the second statement is also true. See the next one. Singleton X belongs to singleton X, which is not true, because singleton X means it is a singleton set which contains X as its element. But according to the given problem, singleton X belongs to singleton X, which is not true. Hence, third one is false. One more problem. Here some statements are given. We have to identify whether they are true or false. First one is singleton X belongs to set of singleton X. So by the definition of singleton X, we know that it is true. Second one, pi is subset of singleton X. We know that null set is subset to any set. So by the definition of subset, we can say that it is true. See the next one, pi belongs to singleton X, which is false, because singleton X contains X as its member. Hence, by the definition of singleton X, we can confirm that given statement is false. Here some statements are given. We have to check that whether they are equal or not. See the first one, 1, 3, 3, 3, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. Second set contains 5, 3, 1. We know that a set contains an element number of times. We should consider only one time, and order doesn't play important role. So according to the definition, we can say that both sets are equal. See the next one. Here we are having two sets. One set is containing singleton 1 as its member, and another set is containing two elements, 1 and singleton 1. So this set contains two elements. This set contains one element. Hence, it is clear that both are not equal. See the next one, pi, singleton pi. So we know the difference. Pi means empty set. Singleton pi means it is a singleton set which contains pi as its member. So by the definition of null set and singleton set, it is clear that given sets are not equal. Next, here some problem is given. We have to find the cardinality of the given set. So what is cardinality of a set? It is nothing but number of distinct elements in the given set. See the first one, singleton A. As it contains only one element, its cardinality is 1. Next, set of singleton A. So as the given set contains singleton set as its member, its cardinality is also 1. See the next set contains two elements, A and singleton A. Hence its cardinality is 2. This set containing three elements, A, singleton A, and the set which contains A and singleton A is its members. So as the given set containing three elements, its cardinality is 3. Here some sets are given. You have to identify which are different. Pi, singleton 0. We know that all are different because first one, pi is a null set which doesn't contain any element. This is a singleton set which contains pi as its member. Which contains pi as its member. See the third one. See, it is also singleton set which contains 0 as its member. So first one is null set, second one is a singleton set which contains pi as element, third one contains 0 as its element. Hence all the given sets are different. Here two sets are given. We have to express the problem in tabular form. See the first one, 1 plus minus 1 whole power n, where n is a positive integer. If you take n equal to 1, we will get 1 minus 1, 0. If you take n equal to 2, then we will get 1 plus 1, 2. If you take n equal to 3, 1 minus 1, 0. So whatever positive value we take, we will get either 0 or 2. So solution for this bit is set of 0, 2. See the next one, B equals set of all n plus 1 by n such that n belongs to set 1, 2, 3, 5, 7. So we substitute 1, 2, 3, 5 and 7 in place of n. Then we will get 2, 5 by 2, 10 by 3, 26 by 5, 50 by 7. In this way, we are representing the set builder notation in roster form or tabular form. Here some sets are given. We have to identify which set is equal to null set. Observe the first one, set of all x such that x is an integer such that x square plus 4 equal to 6. So whatever value we take, whether it is positive or negative or 0, whatever integer you take in place of x, this condition will not be satisfied. So this set is empty set. See the next one, set of all x such that x is an integer and 3x plus 5 equal to 9. Take any value, either 0, 1, minus 1, whatever value we take, it will not be satisfied. So second one is also null set. See the third one, x such that x is an integer and x cube equal minus 1. If you take minus 1 as integer, minus 1 whole cube equal minus 1. That means the given set is containing at least minus 1 as its member. So this is not equivalent to null set. See the fourth one, set of all x such that x is an integer and x equal x plus 1. What are the value, either positive or negative or 0, whatever you take, this condition will not be satisfied. So out of the given 4 conditions, first, second and fourth sets are equal to null sets. Here 2 sets are given, you have to find the subset to given sets. First set contains elements 0 and pi. We have to find subset to this set. We know that if a set contains n number of elements, it will contain 2 power n number of subsets. So as the given set contains 2 elements, its subsets will be 2 square, that is 4. It will contain 4 subsets. We know that empty set is subset of to any set. So pi is subset to given set. And one element, singleton 0, is also a subset to given set. Singleton pi is also subset to given set. And every set is subset to itself. Hence, for the given set 0, pi, these are the subsets. Pi, singleton 0, singleton pi, given set itself are the subsets for the given set. See the next one, A equals set of 0, set 1, 2. So we know that empty set is subset to every set and singleton 0 is subset to given set. Singleton 1, 2 is subset to given self and set itself. So these are the subsets for the given set. Now we will discuss some operations on sets. First one is union. So if A and B are 2 sets, then their union is denoted by the set which contains elements in either A or B or both. So union between A and B is denoted by this one. A union B equals set of all x such that x belongs to A or x belongs to B. For example, take 2 sets. One set contains 1, 3, 5 as its member. Second set is 1, 2, 3. First set contains 1, 3, 5. Second set contains 1, 2, 3. We have to find the union. So what does union? So union contains at least, it should be at least in one set. 1 is common to both. So 1, 2, 3, 5. So that is the union. So union of 2 sets contain the element which is either in A or in B or both. So union of 1, 3, 5 and set 1, 2, 3 will be set 1, 2, 3 and 5. So using Venn diagram also we can represent the union. Here U is considered as universal set, A is one set and B is one set. So A union B is the shaded part. The elements which are in A, which are in B or which are in both. This represents the union of A and B. Next we will discuss about intersection. Union contains elements which will be either in A or in B or both. But in case of intersection, it will contain those elements which are in both A and B. So A intersection B is defined as set of all x such that x belongs to A and x belongs to B. See the one example, one set is 1, 3, 5 and another set is 1, 2, 3. We have to find the intersection. We know that intersection of two sets contains elements which are common to both. Here if you observe the sets 1 and 3 are common to both. So intersection for the given sets will be set 1 and 3. Here one more example is given. Here one set is given. One set contains all computer science majors and another set contains all mathematics majors. So one set contains all computer science major at your school and another set contains all mathematics majors at the school. We have to find the intersection. So what does intersection indicates? The set of all students who are major in computer science as well as major in mathematics. So intersection represents the elements which are common to both. So intersection of the set of all computer science majors and set of all students related to mathematics majors will be the set of all students who are major in computer science as well as major in mathematics. This is about intersection between two sets. Here the shaded part denotes the intersection part or the common part of both A and B. This represents the intersection. Next we will discuss about difference. So consider two sets A and B. So their difference is denoted by A minus B. So set A minus B contains the set of all elements which are in A but not in B. So the difference between A and B, it is also called as complement of B with respect to A. It is represented symbolically like this. A minus B equals set of all x such that x belongs to A and x does not belongs to B. In this way, symbolically we can represent the difference between A and B. Consider one example. A contains elements 1, 3, 5. B contains elements 1, 2, 3. We have to find the difference. So what is the difference? The element should be in A but not in B. Here if you observe 5 is in A but not in B. That's why difference between the given sets is 5. Here the same one more example. One set contains set of all computer science major at your school and another set contains all mathematics major at your school. We have to find the difference. A contains the set of all majors in computer science. B contains the set of all students who are major in mathematics. A minus B means the students at your school who are major in computer science but not major in mathematics. So this is one more example for difference of sets. So the shaded region denotes A minus B. The part should be in A but not in B. So the shaded region denotes A minus B. And for any two sets A and B, A minus B and B minus A will be disjoint. And if A and B doesn't have any common elements, we can represent this result. A minus B equal to A and B minus A equal to B. Similarly, A can be represented like A union B minus B minus A. B can be represented as A union B minus A minus B. Similarly, A can also be represented as A intersection B union A minus B. B can be represented as A intersection B union B minus B. In this way, using intersection and union also, we can represent set. So far we discussed about difference between two sets. Now we will discuss about symmetric difference. So if capital A and capital B are two sets, then symmetric difference between A and B is denoted by this symbol, A union B minus A intersection B. For example, A equal set 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. B contains 4, 5, 7, 8. For this we have to find the symmetric difference. So A equal 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, B equal 4, 5, 7, 8. So what does A union B contains? Which contain either in A or B or in both. So A union B contains 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8. So the A union B contains the elements which are in A or in B. So A union B contains 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8. Now find A intersection B. So what is A intersection B? The set of all elements which are common to both. If you observe the A and B, we know that only 4 and 5 are common. So A intersection B contains 4, 5. Now find the difference. So symmetric difference equal A union B minus A intersection B. That means the set of all elements which are in A union B but not in A intersection B. So if you observe, we can identify that 1, 2, 3, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 7 and 8 are in A union B but not in A intersection B. So that is the symmetric difference between the given sets. So symmetric difference between A and B can be represented as A union B minus A intersection B. Next we will discuss about complement. So if A is any set, its complement is denoted by A bar or A power C. So using A bar or A complement, we can difference the complement of a given set. So it is denoted by A bar equal set of all x belongs to A such that x does not belongs to A. That means complement of a set capital A contains the set of all elements which are in the universal set but not in A. That is nothing but complement of the given set. Using Venn diagram, we can represent. This entire is a universal set, this is set A. Other than A, the remaining part is called as complement of A. Here see one more example. A contains all vowels in the English alphabet, that is A, E, I, O and U. And here we are taking universal set as all the alphabets in English. Then its complement is denoted by A bar. So A bar contains the set of all alphabets other than vowels. Hence A contains B, C, all these elements other than these elements. So this is one of the examples for complement of the given set. One more example. Here universal set we are considering as set of all positive integers. And here A is denoting the set of all positive integers which are greater than 10. Then A complement will be set of all positive integers which are less than or equal to 10. Hence A complement contains 1, 2, 3 up to 10. In this way we can find the complement for the given set. Next, set identities. So why we are using set identities is to prove some laws we can apply all these things. Identity laws. A intersection universal set equal to A union null set equal to A. These laws are called as identity laws. Domination laws. A union universal set equal to U, A intersection pi equal to pi. These are domination laws. Next, A union A equal to A intersection A equal to A. These are idempotent laws. Next, A complement whole complement equal to A. This is complementation law. Next, A union B equal to B union A intersection B equal B intersection A. These are commutative laws. A union of B union C equal A union B union C. A intersection of B intersection C equal A intersection B intersection C. These are associative laws. Next, A union of B intersection C equal A union B intersection A union C. A intersection of B union C equal A intersection B union A intersection C. These are distributive laws. Next, complement of A intersection B is expanded as A complement union B complement. A union B whole complement equal A complement intersection B complement. These are known as De Morgan's laws. Next, A union of A intersection B equal to A intersection of A union B equal to A. These are absorption laws. Finally, A union A complement equal to universal set. A intersection A complement equal null set. These are complement clause. Here some problem is given. We have to prove that this result A intersection B whole complement equal A complement union B complement. This you have to show. So A intersection B complement. So by the definition of A complement can be written as A complement equal set of all x such that x does not belongs to A complement can be written as set of all x such that x does not belongs to A. So using that definition, A intersection B complement can be written as set of all x such that x does not belongs to A intersection B. X does not belongs to A means it can be written as negation of x belongs to A. X does not belongs to A can be written as negation of x belongs to A. Using that rule, it can be written as set of all x such that negation of x belongs to A intersection B. So negation of x belongs to A intersection B means by the definition of intersection, it can be written as negation of x belongs to A and x belongs to B by the definition of intersection. Now it is in the form negation of A intersection B. Apply De Morgan's law. So if you expand using De Morgan's law, it can be written as set of all x such that negation of x belongs to A. If you apply negation to and, it will become R. Or negation of x belongs to B by the definition of first De Morgan's law in logical equivalences. So negation of x belongs to A is nothing but x does not belongs to A. Hence it can be written as set of all x such that x does not belongs to A, or negation of x belongs to B can be written as x does not belongs to B. So here what you observe, x does not belongs to A means x belongs to A complement. X does not belongs to B means x belongs to B complement. So x belongs to A complement or x belongs to B complement. If it is in either A complement or in B complement, it will be certainly in their union. So it can be written as set of all x such that x belongs to A complement union B complement. This set can be written as A complement union B complement. So we proved that A intersection B whole complement equaled A complement union B complement. Next, using membership table, we have to prove A intersection of B union C equaled A intersection B union A intersection C. So we know that it is containing three elements A, B, C. So as an equation containing three elements, the table will contains 2 cube, that is 8 rows. So it is similar to construction of truth table. Instead of true and false, here we will use 0 and 1. What we have to show you here, A intersection of B union C must be equal to A intersection B union A intersection C. So if you observe, all the values in A intersection of B union C is equivalent with all values of A intersection of B union A intersection C. Hence we can say that both are equal. So using membership table means like by construction of this table, we have to prove that both values columns are same. Then both are equal. Here using set identities, we have to prove that A minus B minus C equal to A minus B. So we know that A minus B can be written as, A intersection B complement. So using that definition, A minus B can be written as A intersection B complement intersection, B minus C can be written as B intersection C complement. So it can be written as A intersection B complement union. See, if you observe this, B intersection C complement whole complement, double complementation. So if you expand this, it can be written as B complement intersection become union, B complement union, C complement whole complement is equivalent to C. Hence we will get A intersection B complement intersection B complement union C. If you assume this as A, it is in the form A intersection B union C. It is like that. So apply distributive law, that is A intersection B union A intersection C. So applying distributive law, it can be written as A intersection B complement intersection B complement union A intersection B complement intersection C. Now if you observe this, all the values are having same operation, that is intersection. So same operator is there, then we can apply commutative law. Then it can be written as A intersection B complement intersection B complement union. This can be written as A intersection B complement intersection C. Now B complement intersection B complement is nothing but B complement. So it can be written as A intersection B complement union, keep it as it is, A intersection B complement intersection C. If you observe this, it is like this, A intersection B union A intersection C. It looks like that. So apply distributive law again. So after application of distributive law, this statement can be written as A intersection of B complement union B complement intersection C. So using absorption law, B complement union B complement intersection C can be written as B complement. So A intersection B complement. So A intersection B complement can be written as A minus B. So to show that A minus B minus B minus C equal to A minus B, first we took the left hand side part, and after applying some logical identities and set identities, we proved that right hand side, that is A minus B. Next, one more problem. Using set identities, we have to prove that A minus of A minus B equal A intersection B. So take left hand side, A minus B. We know that A minus B can be written as A intersection B complement. That's why first expand this, A minus A intersection B complement. Now if we assume this as B, it is like in the form A minus B. Again expand it. So A intersection B complement whole complement. Now for the second part, apply De Morgan's law. Then we will get A intersection of A complement union B complement whole complement. We know that B complement whole complement is equal to B. So next step we will get A intersection A complement union B. It looks like A intersection B union C. It is in that form. So apply distributive law, A intersection B union A intersection C. Apply that formula. So A intersection A complement union A intersection B. We know that A intersection A complement is equivalent to pi. So pi union A intersection B. We know that union between any set and empty set is equal to set. So pi union A intersection B is nothing but A intersection B, which is right hand side. So in order to prove that A minus of A minus B equal to A intersection B, first we start with left hand side, and after applying some set identities, we are able to derive the right hand side. Then we can say that both are equal. So far we have discussed about union and intersection for two sets. Now this is for generalized union and intersection. So for three sets, A union of B union C can be expressed as A union B union C. Similarly, A intersection B intersection C can be written as A intersection B intersection C. So this is about generalized union and intersection. So using Venn diagram, we are representing the union of three sets A, B and C. So this is about intersection. So this is Venn diagram representation of A intersection B intersection C. This is the shaded part. See, one example is given. A contains set 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, B contains 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and C contains 0, 3, 6, 9. We have to find A union B union C and A intersection B intersection C. So A union B union C. Union means if element is at least in one side, that will be in the union. So A union B union C contains 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8, 9. So A union B union C contain the elements which are in A, B and C. Next, A intersection B intersection C means it will contain the elements only which are common to all the sets. If you observe, only 0 is common to everyone. So A intersection B intersection C contains singleton 0. So this is the symbolically we are representing the generalized union. If we contain A1, A2 and so on An, that is n number of sets, their generalized union is represented by union I equal 1 to n Ai. This is about generalized intersection. So if we contains n number of sets A1, A2 and so on An, their intersection is represented by intersection I equal 1 to n Ai. This is the generalized union. Next we will discuss about computer representation of set. How elements of a set represented using computer bits. One way is to represent all the elements of the set in unordered way. But the problem is, if elements are not properly ordered, if you want to find the difference, union, complement, all the operations if you want to perform, it will be time consuming. You have to search for sequence. So that is the problem with representing sets in unordered way. Here one example is given, U equal set of all 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on 10. So all the elements are specified in increasing order. It is represented by Ai equal to I. Here the problem is, what bit strings represent the subset of all odd integers, subset of all even integers and subset of all integers not exceeding 5. That is the problem given. Here the universal set is 1 to 10. First we have to represent the set of all odd integers within this range. What are the odd integers? 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. All these are the odd integers, which is a subset of the universal set. We have to represent in using bit string. 1 is in universal set, which is in subset. So it can be represented by 1. 2 is in universal set, but it is not in subset. So it is represented by 0. 3 is in subset as well as universal set. So 1. 4 is not in the subset. 0. 5 is in the subset. 1. 6 is not in the subset. 0. 7 is in the subset. 1. 8 is not in the subset. 0. 9 is present here. 1. 10 is not in the subset. 0. So the subset of all odd integers can be represented by 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0. This is for set of all odd integers. In case of even integers, reverse. What will be the set of all even integers here? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. That is the set of all even positive integers for the universal set. If we represent using bit string, as 1 is not in the subset, it will be represented by 0, 2 is present here, hence 1, 3 is not present, 4 is present, 5 is not there, 6, 7, 0, 8, 1. So opposite to this one. This is the way of representing the set of all even integers in bit string. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. That is represented by 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1. So for the bit string 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, its solution is 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0. Here we have to find the complement. What is the bit string for the complement of the set? Here one universal set is given. For this we have taken substring and is represented in bit string. So we have to find its complement. How can we find complement? Complement of a bit is nothing but converting 0 to 1, 1 to 0. So if we find complement for this bit string, it will be 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1. If we convert in the set form, it is equivalent to 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So for the set 1, 3, 5, 7 and 9, if we find the complement, it is equivalent to set of all even integers for the given set, that is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Here two sets are given 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. Their bit strings are also given. So this is for first set, this is for second set. So using the bit strings, you have to find the union and intersection. So first string is 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 0, 4 zeros. This is the first string. Second string is 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0. These are the given strings. So for this you have to find union and intersection. Union, we know that if at least one bit is 1, it will be 1. If both bits are 0, in that case only union will be 0. So if you find this 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. So this is the union for the given sets. If you find intersection, intersection means when both bits are 1, in that case only it will be 1. If at least one bit is 0, it will be 0. So if you find intersection for this 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1. So this is the intersection for the given set. In this way, if two sets are given and they are represented using bit strings, we can find the union and intersection for the given sets. Here some practice problems are given. Here A represents the set of all students who live within 1 mile of school, and B is the set of all students who walk to the classes. We have to describe the given sets. A intersection B. We know that A intersection B means the set of all elements which are common to both A and B. So A intersection B can be represented as the set of all students who live within 1 mile of school and who walk to the classes. That is about A intersection B. Next, A union B. We know that A union B can be expressed as either A or B or both. So A union B can be expressed as the set of all students who are either live within 1 mile of school or who walk to the classes, or both. The set of all students who live within 1 mile of school or walk to the classes, or they will do the both. In this way we can represent the union. Here one more problem is given. Let A represent the set of all students who live within 1 mile of the school, and B denotes set of all students who walk to the classes. Here A minus B is given. We have to express as English sentence. We know that A minus B contains the set of all elements which are in A but not in B. Hence this A minus B can be represented as the set of all students who live within 1 mile of school and who do not walk to the classes. Next we will discuss about B minus A. So B minus A represents the set of all students who walk to the classes but do not live within 1 mile of school. So this is about B minus A. Next some practice problem is given. A contains 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. B contains 0, 3, 6. Find A union B, A intersection B, A minus B, B minus A. So first we will discuss about A minus B, A union B. So what is A union B? The set of elements which are in at least either in A or in B. So A union B contains 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Second bit A intersection B means the set contains only the elements which are common to both A and B. If you observe, only 3 is common to both A and B. So A intersection B contains singleton 3. See the third one, A minus B. A minus B contains the set of all elements which are in A but not in B. If you observe, 3 is in both sets. 1, 2, 4, 5 are in A but not in B. So A minus B contains set of all 1, 2, 4, 5. Last one is B minus A. B minus A contains the set of all elements which are in B but not in A. So if you observe, 0 and 6 are in B but not in A. Hence B minus A contains set 0, 6. Next we have to prove that A intersection of A union B equal to A. We can prove that two sets A and B are equal if A is subset of B and B is subset of A. If we prove that both A is subset of B and B is subset of A, hence we can say that A equal to B. Similarly, if we want to prove that A intersection of A union B equal to A, we have to prove that one set is subset to another set. That is, A intersection of A union B is subset of A and A is subset of A intersection A union B. For example, if we want to prove that A intersection of A union B is subset of A, how can we prove that it is subset? Take one element in this set. If we are able to prove that that element is also in A, we can say that this is a subset of A. So first take one element in this set. So let X belongs to A intersection of A union B. We know that if an element is in intersection, it will be in both sets. Hence it can be written as X belongs to A and X belongs to A union B. So by taking an element X from A intersection A union B, we proved that X is also in A. That means we proved that A intersection of A union B is subset of A. Next, what we have to prove? A is subset of A intersection of A union B. So by taking an element X in A, we should prove that X is in A intersection A union B. If we are able to prove that, hence we can claim that A is subset of this part. So first take element X belongs to A. If X is in A, it will be in A union B also, because A union B contains at least one element which is in either A or in B or both. So if X is present in A, it is sure that it will be in A union B. Hence X belongs to A union B also. So X is in A, X is in A union B. So it will be in their intersection also. That means X belongs to A intersection A union B. So by taking X belongs to A, we proved that X belongs to A intersection of A union B. So we proved that each set is subset to other set. Hence we proved that A intersection of A union B equal to A. Hence if we want to prove that two sets are equal, first we can prove that one set is subset to another set and vice versa. That is, if we want to prove that A is subset of B, it is enough if we prove that A is subset of B and B is subset of A. Similarly, if we want to prove this, we can prove in both way. A intersection of A union B is subset of A and A is subset of A intersection of A union B. Here, this is problem on membership table. We have to prove that A intersection B intersection C whole complement equals A complement union B complement union C complement. So if you observe, all the values in A intersection B intersection C whole complement is equal to A complement union B complement union C complement. Hence we can say that both are equal. Here three sets are given A, B, C. You have to find their intersection union. So here A intersection B intersection C, which are common to both three sets. So solution is 4, 6. Second bit is A union B union C. That is the set which contains either in A or in B or in C. So A union B union C contains set of 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Next, A union B intersection C. That means the set of all elements which are in C and A union B. So elements will be 4, 5, 6, 8, 10. Next one, fourth one, A intersection B union C contains 0, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So here some results are given. You have to identify what property it is showing. First one is A union B equal to A. So if the union is able to getting A, that means we can understand that A is the largest from A and B. Hence we can claim that B is subset of A. See the second one, A intersection B equal to A. Intersection means it will produce the smallest part. So A intersection B equal to A means we should understand that A is subset of A. See the third one, A minus B equal to A. What does A minus B represent? A minus B represent the set of all elements which are in A but not in B. For example, A equal 1, 2, 3. A equal 1, 2, 3. B equal set of 4. What does A minus B here? For example, A equal 1, 2, 3, B equal 4. A minus B means the set of all elements which are in A but not in B. So here A minus B will be 1, 2, 3. So A minus B, here we got A only. If you observe that A and B have no common element. So from this example we can understand that if A minus B equal A, it means that they are disjoint. So A intersection B equal empty. Next one, A intersection B equal B intersection A. So it is common rule. From this we can't conclude anything. See the last one, A minus B equal B minus A. When it is possible, when both A and B are equal, then only it will be possible. So if A minus B equal B minus A, we can conclude that A equal to B. In that case only this condition will be satisfied. Here you have to draw the Venn diagram for the given problems. A intersection of B minus C. That means it will represent the elements which are common to A and which should be in B but not in C. If you observe this shaded part represent A intersection B which is not in C. So this part represent the solution, A intersection B minus C, which is common to A, which is in B but not in C. So this part represents the first one. Second one is A intersection B union A intersection C. This shaded part represents A intersection B union A intersection C. Entire shaded part. See the last diagram. Entire shaded portion is representing A intersection B complement union A intersection C complement. In this way we can represent these sets using Venn diagrams.